Page 66, Frankie and Johnnie. Common time or 4/4 time. We're still in the key of B flat major, 2 flats. Lots of eighth notes. Let's look at this. And this fingering is kind of interesting, but it works. So let's try it out. It's 2-1 to here. 1 and 2 and 3. See those two G's are tied? If I take out the tie and just play all the notes, this is it. But if I put the tie in, I'm just hanging on to the first note. That's tied, and again, same fingering. And this is interesting, the last measure of the second line here. It's an A flat and a B flat. The flat sign is to the in front of the A, but the B flat is flat already. But they're telling you to play them. See that square bracket and the 1? That tells you to play both of those notes with the thumb here. That's interesting. It's also a little dangerous because we don't want to hear that much of the A flat. It's the B flat we're after. That's what we want. We're just adding the A flat for color. So when you play this, careful not to play the A flat really loud. Good luck with that, but try to do the best you can in getting both of these. I'd stay out here to the end of these as close as you can to the end of it. You have a little more control. Then get up here, you don't have a lot of control. And then go on. It's the same fingering, but now we're up here. Now it's an A. They didn't yet need to give you a natural sign. It's natural anyway. And then 5th finger. If you have big hands and fat fingers and you can't get up in this area, then you're going to have to do this 2-5 and 2-4, and then a 1-3, and then a 1 and then a 3. You have to adjust the fingering for that. Otherwise, just use the fingering in the book. However, in the last line, first measure here, I would still play the first D by itself with thumb. It's there, and then use 3rd finger, and that's 3 and 4 and. So that first measure of the last line on that page is here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's a dotted rhythm, but the short note came first. They can do that, you know. And that's tied for 5 counts, and then up here. Again, the dotted note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If that doesn't work, you ought to reach down. Then you're back to doing more of what you were doing before. Last line on page 67, you're here, and then up, and 1-5 or 1-4, whichever, doesn't matter, it's up to you. I like 1-4. Didn't use 1-5. The left hand has this pattern, and this is a common pattern used in boogie woogies. If you're going to improvise, this is one of the patterns you need to be aware of, so you can use it when you want. It's here. Don't do a 1-5-2. This fingering is used when you got like octave, some big stretch there you got to do, huh? Otherwise, do that one. And again, I'm just rolling the hand around. I'm not trying to push the notes down, just transferring weight. The 3rd line down, you're up here. And then the half notes, then you're down here. Not a lot going on the left hand. Put them together, starting with the last measure of the first line here. Work this out so the fingers are working together, because it's different here, here, here. It's weird at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Now here you got to come from here to here. Now you can, in the left hand, if you want, start with 4th finger. It's a little closer on the first one, and then do 5th finger. But here you got to come from here to here, should reach up. So if I do that, I'm not moving my hands that much. I'm here and then here. So that might help you get that hand move, because the way they're doing it from here to here is a little awkward. But if you can do it here, you can actually do it legato. And that D, make sure that's by itself. Or here, whichever. That's pretty much the piece. As far as the articulation, there's not a lot of articulation going on. Get the know the piece, and you may want to add some staccatos occasionally if you feel them. It's okay. If they don't give you any instructions, and it's up to you, and what do you want to do? How do you feel it? How do you choose to interpret it? As far as dynamics goes, they're saying medium loud or moderately loud at the beginning. Well, I would actually come down a little bit. You can start out moderately loud, but when the right hand comes in, it needs to take over the moderately loud, and the left hand needs to then get out of the way. Suddenly it's soft, so it's here. Fine, but the right hand's going to take it. And the left hand's just instantly soft, so the right hand gets it. And then the third line down, you get a little louder. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. These are accented at the bottom. And then soft. The left hand has to be very soft. Now back up. Put in the dynamics. Get to know it well enough you can feel these dynamics. There's some interesting effects they've got marked in here. Don't forget the accents. When you do find them, put them in. It's just play that note a little louder. Now they've added some pedal, and that's fine because it gives a nice contrast. So don't use pedal anywhere else. Just use it only where it's marked, and it's overlapping or lagging pedal. The notes come first and then the pedal. So on page 66, third line down, last measure where they use it, you're here. And then the pedal, and then change it after you play the notes. But lift it up here before you play that. It's a personal thing. You can overlap it if you want, or have silent. I prefer silence before I play that note. If you have silence, you lift the pedal with the hands. If you want they're connected, then you lift the pedal after you play the note. And then the same thing on page 67, third line down, it's the same thing. At the end, the last chord, play the chord, and then the pedal, and then everything comes up together. And that's the pedal. Now, this is a boogie-woogie style. And typically with boogie-woogie, I play straight eighth notes. But it's more of a blues feel to it. And a lot of times with Frankie and Johnnie, we'll play it with a blues feel to it. And that means we're going to swing the eighth notes. So we can do... thing. I like it better that way. It's a personal thing. It's an interpretive thing. If you want to swing the eighth notes, swing them. If you want them straight, play them straight. Try it both ways. For the play with me, I'm going to swing them. And I like to do that now slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics. So I'll give us 4 counts. So let's play this together slowly. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and